This incredible but true story ended up saving my life and eventually the lives of tens of thousands of women all over the world. I ended up stumbling upon a way of eating that shed 70 pounds of fat off my body and starved off the effects of menopause for me and the thousands of others I've shared this secret with. If you want to stop menopausal weight gain dead in its tracks and take back control of your health and your life, watch this short educational presentation right now. I'm on a mission to help as many women as possible because, as you'll soon find out, I struggled my entire early adult life with weight gain and self-esteem issues around my weight. And I know how hard it is to overcome the physical and mental barriers women face when trying to lose weight, especially if you're suffering from perimenopausal or menopausal symptoms such as flatline in energy levels to the point where you can't get anything done anymore. Painful insomnia that wakes you up at 4 a.m. every morning, blistering hot flashes that appear to be uncontrollable and embarrassing at times, anxiety that wells up from the depths of your soul until you can hear your heart beating inside your head, headaches that arise at the worst time, a plummeting sex drive or painful sex and vaginal dryness causing distance from your partner, uncontrollable hunger, erratic mood swings, and a feeling as though you're dead inside for no apparent reason whatsoever. And let's not forget the weight gain that started on most women's 40th birthday. And the list goes on. These menopausal symptoms may sound familiar to you or someone you know, and that's because over 80% of women struggle with menopausal symptoms, and the average woman spends 17 years of her life on a diet. So in this presentation, I'm going to reveal the real cause of menopausal weight gain and show you what you can do starting today to get your life back. And I'll tell you right now, it's about time we stopped blaming our hormones. It annoys me how much we hear that menopause is caused by hormones gone wild, because the real cause of menopausal weight gain goes much, much deeper than that. And I'll get to that in just a minute. But most importantly, I'll show you how to go from the 80% of women who struggle with menopause to the 20% of women who breeze through menopause, including why you should stop exercising right now to achieve your weight loss goals, how to switch your body from a fat storage mode to fat burn mode without restrictive diets or annoying exercises, the real reason your hormones go haywire. Plus, I'm going to show you how to prevent this from happening and take back control of your cycle. And I'll also teach you a secret way of eating that nourishes and heals your body without feeling hungry, tastes delicious, is easy to make, and it completely restores your energy and vitality. So what is the secret behind this menopause fat-burning diet? First, I'll tell you what this diet is not. This has nothing to do with expensive supplements or exhausting exercise routines. The reason I was able to lose over 70 pounds and maintain my ideal weight well into my 40s is all thanks to my unique science-based weight loss system. I'll explain the science behind how this unique diet activates a menopausal switch present in the female body that keeps your body burning fat all day and night during menopause, without being sideswept by gnawing food cravings, and without falling victim to emotional eating when things aren't going your way, all because your body starts to work with you and not against you. This foolproof system can help you start burning fat today
to help you drop a full dress size in the very next month
and reach your ideal body weight in much less time than you ever thought possible. I know this is a lot to take in at once, and honestly, if I heard someone say this to me 20 years ago, I'd tell them to take a hike. All I ask is that you stay with me, because in the next few minutes I'll show you the breakthrough science that proves everything that I'm saying is true. But first, let me properly introduce myself. My name is Deborah Murta. I'm a world-leading women's transformational weight loss coach.
The diet I'm going to share with you comes from my 20 years of clinical experience helping women stay healthy and slim during menopause.
And I'm a regular guest speaker appearing in documentary films, events and shows, as well as online. But most importantly, I practice what I preach. At 47 years old, I kept perimenopausal weight off following the same diet that I'm about to reveal to you in this video. The first thing you need to understand is that most advice around preventing menopausal weight gain is simply dead wrong, even dangerous. You've probably been told to exercise more, get more sleep, eat healthier, and even undergo expensive hormone therapy to get your hormones under control. But the problem is these recommendations completely ignore the biggest reason why women struggle with menopausal weight gain. You see, menopausal weight gain has a little to do with hormones, but it's not the leading cause. Neither is aging for that matter. And it has everything to do with stress. Stress activates our fight or flight mode. And when this happens, our body has to send energy out toward our extremities. And it does this by stimulating glucose production. Glucose has a little buddy called insulin that is the main transporter of glucose. A little like a taxi delivering glucose energy to different cells in your body. Well, this little taxi does something awful at the end of its shift. After it's done delivering glucose, it takes the excess glucose that you didn't use and it converts it into fat cells in case you need it later. That's why insulin is called the fat storage hormone. It's not your fault. We evolved this way because our early ancestors relied on glucose energy reserves to outrun predators. Thankfully, we don't have to outrun these predators anymore. No, but today we get stressed while sitting on the couch watching a movie, thinking about the unpaid bills, the unfinished tasks, or the lingering deadlines. But you want to know the real villain behind stored fat? It is our modern-day ultra-processed foods diet. We evolved to store fat, as historically we used to experience periods of famine and feast. However, today there is no longer any famine, which means leftover glucose never actually gets used up, and stored fat layers on month after month, year after year. Stress from carb-heavy diets and excess exercise. That's right. New developments in research science show that heavy carb diets and excessive exercise cause a lot of stress in a woman's body, especially during menopause. That's because carbs are converted in the body into sugar, and this creates even more insulin in our bodies. The process goes a little like this. You eat carbs, which raise blood sugar levels. Blood sugar levels signal the body to release the hormone insulin. Insulin stores excess sugar as fat. Because glucose is a fast-burning fuel, you crave more carbs to sustain additional energy. And the cycle repeats. I call this process the fat storage cycle, and it's the main reason women become resistant to insulin, otherwise known as insulin resistance. You see, too much insulin circulating in the body over time causes the cells to become desensitized to it. Ever wonder why you feel tired and hungry all the time? That's because your body has switched on its store fat mode. Unfortunately, most women are told to exercise during this time, to fight through the pain and keep pushing. Intense exercise, however, can have disastrous effects on a woman's body because it can activate cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol stimulates hunger and cravings, making it nearly impossible to resist late-night snacks and sugary foods. It's a lost battle when the fat storage hormone and the stress hormone work together, feeding the fat storage cycle like a fuel on fire. And as this wildfire spreads throughout your body, it makes its way toward your vital organs, and this can lead to brain inflammation and could be keeping you from losing menopausal weight. If stored fat wasn't bad enough, it can also lead to the single biggest reason why you're fighting all sorts of menopausal symptoms right now, from lack of sleep to hot flashes and pain to excess weight. So it's time to reveal the master gland in your brain that regulates your body's internal balance, known as homeostasis. It's called the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is a little bit like a central processing unit inside your brain. It controls everything. It regulates and maintains the balance of hormones that keep your body healthy. It regulates sex hormones, adrenal health, and the nervous system. And it regulates the thyroid and metabolism. So you can see that if this critical CPU gets attacked by inflammatory stress, a lot can go wrong in the most vital parts of your body, leading to a whole host of menopausal symptoms. Here's how it works. The hypothalamus governs something called the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland governs 3 key areas in your body. Your ovaries, which produces and maintains the balance of estrogen and progesterone. Your adrenals, which produces cortisol, which is essential in balanced amounts, but too much of it triggers the fight or flight response. That's why it's called the stress hormone. And the third area it governs is your thyroid, which is a major player in metabolism and energy. So if you imagine that the hypothalamus maintains this balance, and imagine as though each of these 3 areas is like a seesaw, when one goes out, all the others eventually suffer as well. And that's why we generally see symptoms, especially in menopausal women, across all these 3 areas. What I've discovered working with a team of neurologists and my extensive research into the ketogenic diet is that the hypothalamus actually does become inflamed in a body that is insulin resistant. This was an extraordinary discovery for several reasons. It tied everything together for me, culminating over 20 years of research. I finally connected the dots of my past experiences, my daughter that was having seizures, the thousands of women that I'd helped. All these women suffered from some form of inflammation in the brain, which led to a domino effect of symptoms. And for women I worked with, brain inflammation turned their lives upside down, especially when they went through menopause. So what we need to focus on is controlling insulin spikes and insulin resistance. That's really the big piece of this puzzle, because when we understand how to reverse insulin resistance, it can dramatically calm down brain and body inflammation. So let me tell you how to calm down the fires of inflammation to restore your fat-burning engines. If inflammation is caused by insulin resistance, and insulin resistance is caused by too much glucose, then naturally you want to stop depending on glucose for energy. You want to stop eating carbohydrates, or simply practice a low-carb diet. That's really what the ketogenic diet is in a nutshell. As you may know, the ketogenic diet is a safe and natural way to reduce inflammation and keep your energy levels skyrocketing. But I've taken this diet to the next level and discovered a way to make it safe and effective for women suffering from menopausal symptoms. But first, let's quickly go over the benefits of nutritional ketosis. When you lower your intake of carbohydrates, you empty your glucose reserves. Immediately what happens is your body starts looking for an alternative fuel source, and it goes to, you guessed it, stored fat. And it takes this fat to the liver, where your liver converts it into something called ketone bodies. Essentially, your liver becomes a fat-converting machine. Now, that's absolutely the biggest secret to weight loss. If you want to lose weight, and to lose weight effectively, you have to be able to access this stored fat and use it for energy, because there are incredible health benefits